Hey guys, I know it's been a little bit. Starting to get my bearings on getting this whole regular update thing going with the blog, the Instagram, and everything. Still trying to get the full head of steam behind it, but hopefully pretty soon we're going to be on a more regular update schedule. Just with my schedule and um, my partner's schedule, the two of us, it makes it difficult for her and I to coordinate together. So my hours are really random. When I can, my hours of availability when I can get to do this kind of thing are really random. So haven't really had a lot of chances to do it, but taking some time to do it today. Today we're going to be doing the first in what I'm going to start calling Codger Classics. Now, Codger Classics is going to be basically pretty straight up and down. Um, me trying some of the old Codger blends. I've sampled some before. I've smoked half and half. I've smoked Sir Walter Raleigh. I've smoked certain things here and there, but I've not smoked them a lot, and I've never really sat down and put the time in to really explore those or anything like that. I mean, one and dones mostly. So this is going to be an attempt at recording. Spending some time I don't normally spend because I don't normally. I mean, drugstore blends are not really what I typically smoke. I'm usually smoking, something a little bit more premium than that. Nothing too fancy, Cornell and Deal blends, things like that. And typically I gravitate towards, Englishes and starting now to get into Virginias. A lot of, the old drugstore blends, the old Codger blends are burley based, and that's not something I have a lot of experience with. Trying to get into it, trying to broaden my horizons a little bit. So I figured I'd start at the, it's always best to begin at the beginning. So today, in that respect, in the Peterson 301, the first pipe I ever purchased, first Peterson pipe, the first tobacco pipe I ever bought. So in this pipe, we'll be smoking a little bit of the old standby Prince Albert. Prince Albert is pretty much a straight burley blend. I have tried it once before. The pouch that I got was incredibly dry, so it tasted like I was smoking plastic, and that was 2 years ago. So I have no formal experience with this blend that is of any use to me at this point. So I've already loaded the bowl, and I have charred it, so we're going to light up. And what better way to light ye old-timey Codger blend than Swan Vesta matches, the smoker's match. So here we go. Talk about a good match. Those matches are fantastic. So the first thing I notice is that it's very mild. Duh. Burleys, in my experience, are kind of dark and earthy and maybe a little nutty when they're done well. That's, and again, done well is, it's my opinion. Those are the, I should phrase it, those are the flavors that I tend to find that I like in burley blends. So, main difference from my first time smoking Prince Albert is that I actually don't hate it. It was awful. I got I never forget, I picked up a pouch. I was going through this thing. At the time, I was living in Seattle still, and I just got a wild hair about picking up an old like a Dr. Grabo pipe and some Prince Albert to get the full-on Codger experience. And the pipe was new, the tobacco was dry. It was not a pleasant experience. So this has got a really great raisiny smell, figgy raisiny smell in the tin. We transferred it into a jar at this point. Very moist by comparison to what I had before, which is a godsend at this point because I think that's what's giving it flavor. But I transferred it out of the luxury pouch as soon as possible. Not super smooth, not super harsh, kind of middle of the road. Really heavy on the nutty, earthy that I was talking about. Ironically, I never get the figgy raisiny flavor. I always get the smell. This, I don't know if it's cased with something or if I've just been doing Burley's wrong this whole time, but this stuff is giving me that figgy raisiny flavor ever so slightly, and also kind of a spice. I'm not sure exactly what, but it's good. I have as an inside joke to myself, because when I started smoking pipes, I was hell bent that I was only going to smoke the best stuff that I could get my hands on. I was never going to smoke anything that came in a pouch. I was never going to smoke anything that came in a box. I was only going to smoke like premium stuff like Cornell and Deal, McBaron, things like that, like the real honest to goodness, like metal tins and the whole nine. I was going to do that. That was my promise that I made to myself when I started, because I'm unfortunately kind of an elitist. When I start doing things, oh, I'm only going to do this the right way. As a result, I avoided things like this for the longest time. Early on, I tried some Sir Walter Raleigh aromatic because my uncle, when I was a kid, my uncle smoked that, and I remember that smell, and I wanted to get that smell back, and that was a trick in and of itself, because it's heavily vanilla, um, and I couldn't get the smell out of my apartment for weeks. It was intense. I only smoked it once or twice. But as an inside joke to myself, I have this Decatur pipe stand. Everybody's seen them. They're the box humidor with the 3 pipe rests on either side, the 6 pipe rests total, with the little wooden lid. And what I found was these jars fit right down in there, so I have 2. It's just big enough to hold 2 jars. So like, I've got this premium, I'm only going to smoke the high grade stuff, and then hidden away in my little pipe rest, I have a jar of this and a jar of half and half, which I actually like half and half. It tastes kind of like a slightly less, I don't want to insult any half and half fans, but like a slightly lower quality variant of Peterson University Flake. Although, based on, I'm not sure when that came out, so it's possible that Peterson University Flake is just an upscale flake variant of half and half. Either way, I think the Virginia sweetness really brightens it up. It's actually really good. But I'm not smoking it, I'm smoking this, so. It makes me want to try other burley blends, that's for sure. Um, because I feel like smoking this gives me a threshold idea of what I'm looking for. And there are lots of interesting burley blends out there. Cornell and Deal has 4 or 5 burley flake variants. Haunted Bookshop. I have a jar of 2 jars of John Patton burley blends that have other stuff in them, Stormfront and Dark Horse, and I've never really been able to enjoy either of those. But I'm thinking it's a moistness issue because they both can kind of dry. And this is good. And it's nice and moist out of the jar. Okay, so about halfway through the bowl. And it's very consistent. It's very mild and unassuming. It's very cool. It smokes cool. That's good. I think I can feel, because I'm not a nicotine lightweight, but I do feel a little bit of nicotine if I haven't eaten in a few hours. And this is definitely starting to feel, I don't feel like woozy or anything, but I can definitely tell that there's nicotine in this. It reminds me of other blends I've tried that had burley in them. One of those is Cornell and Deal's Easy Times, which has a lot in it. I don't even remember what's all in it. I think it's burley, dark fired Kentucky. I think it might have cigar leaf in it. I don't even remember. I did have a blend that was like really heavy on the burley, really heavy on the cigar leaf, with a little Virginia thrown in once. And I remember thinking, I'd smoked it 3 or 4 times, and I remember thinking, ugh, this is terrible every time I smoked it. But then I remember one time it was like really, I was just that perfect storm thing that you have happen sometimes. I was up late, I was having trouble sleeping, I decided to smoke, I was watching a little bit of TV, the air was cool, and I just got these really strong cigar wrapper, nutty, sweet, savory notes out of it, and I remember it being really good. And this is reminding me of that, with the exception of the whole, cigar quality. So yeah, Prince Albert, not half bad. Um, I would recommend trying it if you haven't, just because I think it's important to try things you wouldn't normally try. Also, it's affordable, so there's no reason not to. It's widely available. Um, if you're a burly guy, I mean, I'm a burly guy, but if you're a burly tobacco guy, you probably already have. If you are a burly tobacco guy and haven't, then I think you might have inadvertently skipped a step. So you're going to want to go back and repeat that step one that you missed with with Prince Albert. The other thing I would say about this blend is that it's really quite uncomplicated, and I don't mean that in a sense that I don't mean that in a negative way. You know, there are pipe tobaccos that I sit down that have 5 or 6 different kinds of leaf in them, and you can really like, oh, I taste the Virginias. There's a lot of complexity to it. You taste the Virginia. There's a little Latakia. I can taste the Oriental. Oh, if I smoke it really hard, I get more of the Virginian, or more of the Balkan flavor. If I sip at it a little bit, I get more of that Virginia. You can really demand a lot of it, and it will be there for you. It'll give you different things, pitch and yaw, different flavors as you're smoking it. This is not doing that. It's not going to do that. It's not designed to do that. And I think that's okay. I think if you are looking for something to sit and really try to piece together, you're going to reach for something else. But if you're looking for something consistent with a good flavor, that'll stay lit reasonably well as long as you're not talking up a storm like I am, I think Prince Albert won't disappoint. It makes sense. He is royalty. Not bad. Well, anyway, that's our first entry in the Codger Classics series. There will be more. I don't know when. I don't know what schedule I'm going to have them on. I have some Carter Hall upstairs. I also have Granger, which I've never tried. I've also got some Velvet, some St. Bruno, a lot of the old guard blends that were popular before my time. Some as late as the 70s and 80s, some as early as the 50s, 40s area. So anyway, I will certainly be keeping on top of that. That is going to be part of my plan going forward to get some more of those videos out, to get more, to try more tobacco. I mean, that's the goal, right? Smoke them if you got them. So anyway, thanks for watching, and have an awesome day.